Welcome, kayak anglers. You are tuning into the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network, kayak fishing's best network of shows with great hosts covering all things kayak fishing, bringing you special guests covering topics such as shore fishing, river trips, gear reviews, angler profiles, tournament news, and more. Sit back, relax. Let's do this.
Chasing the 20-Inchers Susquehanna River podcast is proudly partnered with these great companies. Railblazer, think outside the tackle box. Achigan brand, the official brand for smallmouth bass. Kayak cushion for them long days on the water. Ken's Jigs, need a custom jig? Don't look any further. Thanks for watching, and welcome to the show. Could this be the 20? I don't know. What's up, Sean?
Not much, Carlisle. What's up, buddy?
Not too much. Hey, I wanted to tell everybody this is our 20th episode of Chasing the 20-Inchers. So what a better way to celebrate it with the T-Man. We got Ryan Raridan coming in. I'm not sure if Josh Sims is going to make it, and I know Dex ain't going to make it because he texted me earlier he had a family emergency, but this is the 20th episode of Chasing the 20-Inchers on the Susquehanna River, and what a better way to celebrate it with my Kayak Anglers of Central PA friends. I just don't know a better way. So welcome, everybody, to Chasing the 20-Inchers, the Susquehanna River podcast. Michael Bradley, good evening, buddy. Always the first one to chime in, man. Nice to see you, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. So today we have a special episode, our 20th of the year so far. We got Ken chiming in. What's up, Ken? Good to see you, buddy. We had yesterday our final event of Kayak Anglers of Central PA. And what an event. What a finish for AOI. And we're going to get into that. We'll tell you guys what happened. But we had it on Lake Pinchot, the worst lake that I've ever fished in my life. I hate that lake. I will never go back again. But what an event. Some people figured it out, and we're going to get into that also in a little bit. Scotty Hepner, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
And not to mention,
I'm fired up.
We had the closest AOI race for our chapter that we've had since I've been involved with the chapter. So that was pretty exciting too. We'll talk about that too.
Yeah, it came down to the wire. It was
Literally
exciting. It was so exciting that nobody left the awards until they knew who won.
Yeah,
it was insane.
That was cool.
Yeah. So we're going to start the episode off real quick. First, you know how we do it. The river levels brought to you by Railblazer. Think outside the tackle box. You want to start the first one, Sean?
Yeah, we'll kick things off with Harrisburg. Harrisburg's sitting at 3.12 feet. Looks like we had a little bit of a drop and kind of leveling out now. So, but I think that's probably maybe a little low for average for Harrisburg. So,
yeah. Yep. The next one is Lewisburg, and that's the West Branch. Right now sitting about 1.10 feet. So the river's super low right now.
And I'm guessing Marietta is going to show, decline there as well, 32.71 feet. So yeah, Marietta's sitting low. Again, we need rain. It doesn't feel like it, but we just haven't had that much lately. So
yeah, we haven't. And then the last one, we'll go to the North Branch in Towanda, 0.06 feet, Sean.
That's pretty low.
Let me ask you something. If you were in Towanda right now and you had a kayak, where would you go?
Phew, I don't know. I'm sure there's launches there that aren't even really accessible for boats now, I would think. I mean, I think, we were down at Harrisburg last weekend, and it seemed like it was crazy busy, but the more we thought about it, we're like, there's probably other boat ramps around here that you can't get in with a boat. So no wonder it was
Yep.
crazy busy down there. So
Yeah, we tried to get out. I think it was like 6 o'clock when we were trying to get out, and we couldn't get out. There was so many boats putting in
at it was like 6 o'clock. I'm like, why is everybody hopping on at like 6 o'clock at night? But
it was a holiday weekend,
true.
and there could have been people that were just going out there to have a good old time.
Yeah.
Like our friend that's coming on soon here, the T-Man.
Well, he had rightful some celebrating to do, so that's all good.
Absolutely.
All right, we're gonna jump next into our angler shots that you guys send in. So we're gonna start this week with Caleb Byler. Young man has a nice looking smallie there, so a nice fish, bud, and thanks for sending that in.
I got a story real quick. That's his fourth 20-incher this year.
What am I doing wrong?
I know, exactly. Like,
you should have him on.
we should get in contact with him and have him on, because I want to know all the secrets. I mean, this kid's fishing out of a kayak, and he caught 4 20-inchers out of Susquehanna this year.
That's awesome.
Congratulations, buddy. The next one is Cody Brashear. That looks like a nice smallmouth.
Heck yeah,
Good
a
job,
handful
Cody.
there for sure.
Thanks for sending that in.
And next up, we have Dom Worley with a tank of a smallmouth. And I kind of know where that is, I think. So that's a nice smallmouth for that area.
Yeah, I think we all know where that's at.
But nice smallie there, bud.
Next, we have JP Poole with some green machines there.
So
that looks. I wish I would have had 2 of those yesterday.
JP was chasing the green fish too. This looks like lately. So interesting.
Good job, JP.
Yeah. Next up, we have our buddy Larry Okonski with another beautiful smallie there. Nice catch there, Larry. Thanks for sending that in, bud.
Larry. Thanks for sending that in, buddy. Next, we have Randy Rosenberry with a nice smallmouth. Good job, Randy.
Yeah.
Thanks for sending that photo in.
Another tank of a smallie. And next we have Ryan Reardon with I'm guessing that's from this weekend.
That might have been the big fish of the tournament right there.
Possibly. Yep.
Excuse me. And then last but not least, our one and only Scotty Hepner. It looks like he's got a smallie in his hand.
Yes,
job,
yes,
Scotty.
he does. Yep, nice fish, bud.
He's one of our regulars that sends photos in every week. Those photos we do every week are brought to you by Achigan, the official brand of smallmouth bass. So thanks for free the fighter.
Free the fighter.
But we like to have fun with them photos every week or every 2 weeks when we're on, and we appreciate everybody for sending them in, and we appreciate Achigan for their support, and we support them also. So we really do appreciate it. We have fun with it. So thank you.
So it was a fun weekend. Well, I mean, I got to fish a lot. I wasn't super successful, but it was still fun.
Let's talk about that for a little bit. Let's tell everybody what we're going to be getting into here, what was going on this past weekend, and then we'll bring one of our guests in. I'm not sure if the other guest is going to make it, because he said he did have to work tonight, but he said he might be able to come on. But before we spoil the beans with one of the guests that is already in the green room with us, let's do a little talk about what happened this weekend. It was our 5th event. fifth and final event for kayak anglers of Central PA, and it was on Lake Pinchot. So
yeah, and I mean, we did get to fish it a little bit beforehand, and I thought based on our pre-fishing that it was going to be, a little more eventful than what it turned out for us. But we can get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I was super psyched that we had 20 people. Sometimes our lake events don't show out as well, but we had 20 people, which for a lake event is really good for us. Some of that probably had to do with the fact that the AOI race was so tight. Going into the final event, 5 people had a shot, depending on how they finished, to take AOI for the chapter for the year. So some of it was like the baseball math, like this person had to finish 4th and this person had to finish 5th and this person had to win for it to work out. But there was still a shot for at least the top 5 guys in the AOI standings had a shot at the overall title. So, and it literally came down. We'll talk about that a little later, but it came down to the wire and a super, super close finish. So
yeah, I didn't even realize how close it was until the awards on Saturday.
I remember looking at the spreadsheet and thinking, well, first of all, man, I wish I wouldn't have had a 0 for one of my tournaments, but it does go by top 3. So that, in theory, I can throw that out, but I think I probably would have done okay at that tournament. But yeah.
But yesterday for me was, excuse me a second. For me, it was one that I threw out. I booted that thing so far out the window. I didn't even want to look back. Like, I don't even care where that ball landed.
Well, and I can, I was fishing in the area I should have stayed in and left that area. And that was a big mistake. I am not super comfortable fishing in a lot of grass, and I left grass to go fish my comfort zone and did not find fish outside of that area. So,
well, we pre-fished Friday, and we were up in the section where it was 1. And then for some stupid reason, I said, Sean, let's go down. And you listened to me. I mean, we might have figured it out if we would have stayed up there.
Yeah. And I have no doubt if I had stayed up there all day, I would have figured something out more than what I did. Because I did catch one of my 2 fish up there. But
I'm surprised you went up there.
I was going off of, I was going to just start up there and then work my way down. Hey, there's Josh Sims messaging us. Josh, you coming on, man?
Yeah, get on here, buddy. We got to have you on here. Okay, so let's just get to the point here. Josh Sims won the event. That's why we're trying to get him on here. But the T-Man, Ryan Raridan, he's going to be with us tonight. We're going to bring him in. Let's do it like this. The 2025 Kayak Angler of Central PA Angler of the Year, Mr. T-Man Ryan Raridan.
What's going on, guys?
Not much, man.
My man.
Yeah, congrats, brother. That's I mean, you've been there before, but that's a testament. I mean, Angler of the Year, one tournament win is one thing, but to win Angler of the Year, that is a measure of consistency. And so for you to do it, this year, and then I know you've done it in the past as well. So Josh, to me, that's a better measure of an angler than just, a tournament win here or there. 'Cause that means you have to consistently do good at most of the events, So again, congrats. That's impressive.
I'll be honest with you. This is the first time I won the chapter one.
Okay.
Central 2021. I did win for overall.
I thought you did, because I remember seeing pictures of you with that trophy. So
this was a long
That
time.
year you weren't first in local? Okay.
Nope, it got passed down because of the way the time frame ended up. Because I was, you look back at the standings, and I was still trying to figure things out. And somehow I got selected, figured it out, ran with it, and I got lucky. Really, at the end of the day, this year I kind of put my head down. First couple events were a little rocky, the first two, and it clicked the last three here and ran with it. Old Saucy Sims is just angry.
Come on.
He's a short man. He gets angry very easily. He's like a little troll, little gnome.
You know what's funny about Josh Sims? Let me tell you what's funny about Josh Sims. He's got a lot to say when he's not around. But as soon as he's in front of a camera or something like that, he ain't got nothing to say. But Josh, we love you, man. Congratulations yesterday with the win. What a tournament. I don't think to win Angler of the Year, it's not luck.
No.
It's not luck. I mean, you got to finish more than 3 tournaments they take, right?
Yep, top 3 events.
You gotta do really good in 3 tournaments to get AOI, and it has nothing to do with luck.
3 out of 5, so it's not like there's a huge sample size there.
Yeah,
you gotta show up not like a pretty good percentage of the time and do well.
Yeah, yes, and to do it with lakes in play and rivers, and we had tidal. We had the Chesapeake Bay in there, and to do it with that kind of water, I mean, rivers, lakes, tidal water, what else is there?
I mean, yeah, you have to be a master of lots of different things.
Yeah. So Ryan, you accomplished something huge this year, and we really congratulate you on your AOI win for 2025.
I'll be honest with you. So the way that everything ended up yesterday, I looked at everything when I was on the way making my journey back to the boat launch. So I'm trying to piece everything together, and I'm like, man, I just tied up with Dex. He's got the first, win over me. I had 3 second place finishes, so we tied up. And I know that that's something that is very, very rare from all chapters. So it's not something that's, it's, pardon my French, it's shit luck, really.
I mean, and so Ryan's right. After this tournament, after the 5th tournament, him and Dex Lamparter, who we were hoping to have on tonight, but Dex had something pop up, so he wasn't able to make it. But so at the end of the 5 events, they were literally tied for Angler of the Year. So then it comes down to your best 5 fish all year long. And we did some math, and I have the paper upstairs, but I think, Ryan, you had like a 20.5, a 20, a 19, and I think Dex's biggest was 19.
20.
What did he have?
He did have 20 and a quarter. I think it was off the Juniata. It was within 2 points, I believe it was. And I'm like, because originally I was under the assumption with him having that win. He's
right.
Have it. So I pulled out, shook his hand, and I was, hey, comes down to last man standing at the end of the day. And I didn't know about that rule. And I kind of got bummed out for him because, he's been busting his ass all year long.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. That dude, I never seen somebody in a Hobie Compass fly. It's like he has a motor and he doesn't.
Yeah.
It was funny yesterday. He said, I knew where I was going, and I knew, but nobody else was going to beat me there. And he's right. I mean, he literally flies on that thing, and almost like he has a motor on there. He is leaving wake, and he knew where he wanted to go, and he went and did it. And
so to get this straight, did they took your best 5 fish for each event and they added everything together? Is that how that worked?
No, I think it's best 5 fish from all 5 events. So, okay. is my understanding. And I did the math today. I just double checked Mike today, and it ended up being like 96 inches to 92 and a half inches. So it was still, even down to 5 fish, it was pretty dang close.
Wow.
But Ryan, I know you had a couple big bass wins this year, so I had a feeling when I looked at the math it was going to be fine. So
Yeah,
because to take
What'd
big
you have?
bass,
Two or three big bass tournaments.
I had 2 this year, Middle Susquehanna, and then the last one here, which was I was shaking.
Well, the funny thing is, I passed Ryan. I forget what time it was, 10 o'clock, something like that yesterday. And I think Ryan told me he only had 2 fish. And he was headed to the right spot because he was going up towards where it was one. And I forget who else. I ran into Dave Long, and he said he had a good one, and he only had another fish though. But then I ran into somebody else throughout the day, and they said Ryan got a limit, and he's in the 80-inch mark, and I was like, holy crap! Like maybe. I mean, if I would have had pedals, I probably would have pedaled up there because I knew that's where the big fish were after halfway through the day, but I wasn't about to paddle all the way up there into the wind and just crowd the place up, Oh, there's Josh.
Let's bring Josh in.
Let's bring him in.
Oh,
Ryan's happy. This is just so everybody knows, Josh won the tournament yesterday with 83 1/4 inches. So welcome to the show, Josh Sims. Josh, good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
Are you working hard out there?
Does it look like it?
The vest makes you look all official,
Where are you at right now?
Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
This guy puts more miles on his truck than I know of anybody else. The tournaments that he travels to and with work, and now he's next weekend or the weekend after, he's gone out to fish the Kayak Adventure Series. So, I mean, look at him. You look so funny in that vest, Josh. You should wear that to go fishing.
Just the vest?
Just the vest.
All right.
So there's Ken saying, hey, Josh. Ken Glassner.
What's up, Ken?
So, Josh, I know we don't have you for a long time because you're at work, but why don't you tell us how for the people that are listening and not watching, Josh is wearing a safety vest, and it's just funny to see him in a safety vest. Why don't you tell us?
Nah.
Put that on too while you're
Safety
talking.
Safety first, man.
Josh, real quick. How did you break down Lake Pinchot? Was it history? Like, what made you do what you did to win?
A lot of it was just history. I had an area that I wanted to go to first thing in the morning, and Dex and his little fast legs beat me there. So I took my time getting there, and then once I got up there, I didn't realize Dex was already in there, and I caught a quick limit, and it started to get crowded with the T-Man showing up and some other people. So I had a good limit. I think I had 80 inches, and I just left and went down to the other side of the lake.
Yeah,
Right,
I know.
so-
I ran into. I was surprised that I beat you up to that area, Josh, because you passed me, and then I was like, "Well, heck, it's going to get crowded here in a hurry." And Ryan wasn't too far behind him. I think I passed Ryan shortly after I passed you, and then I headed down the other way, and I should have stayed, but
Yeah. Before we get into this, what exactly did you find, Josh? I mean, it's okay to say because it's Lake Pinchot.
What
Right.
pattern was working for you?
What pattern were you fixing to win this tournament on?
Fishing grass,
Fishing grass.
chatterbait in the grass.
And
That's
Ryan,
crazy.
was that working for you too?
Well, the funny story about that,
Just look at his turning axe pictures and you'll see what he was using.
yeah,
Yeah, I noticed that in his big bass picture.
I always try to hide it. And then yesterday I was like, like clumsy. But I went the whole way down to the dam to start, thinking I'm going to crank some rocks. And it kind of worked a little bit. And then I picked up the chatterbait, screwed the grass.
Okay.
They're
The
there.
question. Okay, now the question is, what will you do next year if we have Lake Pinchot on the schedule in September?
I don't think, based on angler experience, that we will probably rush back there. But
But okay, so what would you do if that happened, right? And there was 20 anglers, and all 20 anglers were up in the grass.
That's fine. I'll go offshore and hit grass.
Okay.
Mine 19 and a half. I tried frogging, and I could not get a bite on a frog.
I tried that as well and had the same experience.
Multiple frogs too, and just couldn't get a bite. Even a snake. I'll be honest. I tried it and I said, screw this. Threw some bait around pads, wasn't getting nothing. And I said, well, I'm for the chatterbait through the pads and great mine. And that's what did it. And the funny part is, the big one wasn't even up in the good use. That was out at a small, really small patch of pads out around the side of the lake.
But when you guys fish that, are you just running it by the pads, or are you chucking it in the thickest stuff and just yanking it out of there?
I ran mine on braid and just hoped and prayed.
Okay.
I just had to mute Josh's because I was getting a lot of echoing going on. But when Josh is ready to speak, I'll unmute it. Michael Bradley's asking bladed jig of choice.
Oh boy.
Do we want to share that?
Josh probably has some JVM one, like fancy thing, right? No,
Easy.
He's saying no.
Jackhammer.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Jackhammer. There you go, Michael Bradley.
Rip it through the grass. You're going for reaction bites, and that's what we were going after yesterday. There was pretty lethargic, really. For being, September's kind of that transition period, but even still, we were slow. Like, to the point you couldn't even get a bite on buzzbaits, top water in general.
Yeah.
I threw top water in the morning and was surprised. Like I had done well at Pinchot before on top water, and I didn't get a bite on top water. So
I tried it. I threw it on fish blowing up, and they didn't care. And even when you downsize to something that matches the hatch, they didn't care. So I'm like, this rod, I brought 2 of these, and I might as well chuck them in the lake like I did with my last rod at Redmond for the charity event.
Well, I think Josh could throw a bunch of his rods in the lake because he won enough this year.
I know.
He now owns stock in Bull Bay rods, I think.
Oh, stop.
and Ryan's girlfriend, wife, fiance, I'm not sure.
Girlfriend. I ain't getting married.
Baby mom.
Baby mom.
She fared out 4th place yesterday?
Yeah. So congrats to Chelsea. Yeah, that's a heck of a showing.
She also got female angler of the year for Kayak Anglers of Central PA. So congratulations.
I should get that.
Believe it or not, she's the better angler of the 2.
Yeah.
More responsible. Not as reckless.
Yeah.
Has a filter. She paddled her butt off. And
I thought she was paddling when I passed her.
I came out And I looked and I'm like, holy crap, she made it the whole ways up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she kind of was like right next to me where I started, and I was throwing a buzz bait, and I don't know what she was throwing. I didn't really pay attention too much, but she didn't stay there very long. She bounced really quick.
Oh, here we go.
Yep. She's listening. You guys better be careful.
Uh-oh.
But no, I saw her way up there too, and I was like, dang, and paddling, that was one thing I was kind of glad when we practiced. It was windy. I was up there last Saturday, I think, and it was windy, like to the point where the chop was coming up over the front of my kayak, and I was like, oh man, I hope it's not windy. And we really did not deal with wind at all in that event.
Yeah.
So we got lucky there.
Josh got to go yell at somebody.
Uh-oh. Is he getting pulled over?
He's all
Is he a supervisor?
unfortunately.
Uh-oh. Let me mute
He's all
his mic.
serious too. All serious.
He's gonna go ream somebody's ass. Looks like.
But yeah, so like weather conditions really were pretty good. There weren't a lot of boaters. Like I was surprised with that. The boat traffic wasn't crazy. There was supposed to be some kind of sailboat event, but I think I saw 4 sailboats. I mean, that wasn't even. There was some rowers,
yeah.
But even they weren't really a hassle. They kind of stuck to the middle, and so.
Sean, they yelled at recreational kayakers.
There was
and they were
there was some really fast kayaks going up and down the river. I could tell you that, and there was people yelling at them, like row faster. Come on!
Oh yeah, the row
crap.
leaders or what? I forget. Is that the coxswain? Is that the word for that? This is a family show, so we got to be careful with that. But I think that's the term.
Wow, Sean, that escalated so quick. I might need to pick another captain.
And then I seen one guy in one kayak, like a single kayak that was built for speed, and he was just huffing the whole time.
Yeah.
Back and
Oh
forth.
yeah.
He must have went up and down the lake 6 times. It was ridiculous. But
And he was like wearing like long clothes, like a shirt, long sleeve shirt and pants. I'm like, dude, I'm roasting.
The pressure on that lake is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
That's all PA lakes. And I'll be honest, like if Pennsylvania Fish and Boat would, they say this big bass program, like 15-inch minimum to keep them and all this and that, our lakes aren't managed properly at all.
No.
There's no structure. Let's spray for grass. Let's do that. And I get it. But at the end of the day, if you want a world-class fishery, and I'm going to take that with quotes, you can just drive down south to Florida and catch 10 pounders.
I think Josh just quit his job. He's driving home. He's leaving.
It's almost time to go to work.
It's interesting because going off of what Ryan said, they do try and manage, but if you look, like you can go on and look at the electroshock numbers from the last couple of years, and it is declining precipitously. And I don't know if you guys there's some of the podcasts I listen to with fish biology and stuff, and they talk about biomass, and if you have too many bass, they'll all get stunted. So you'll catch a ton of 12-inchers, and they can't grow to the size that you want. So it really does have to be managed more than just spraying for grass. There is a lot of science to it, and I just don't know that that's happening.
Well, and that's the problem that I'm starting to see. Like, you look at Pinchot, okay, there is grass there. It's not what it used to be at all. But at the end of the day, when you get 12 to 15-inch bass, and I must have caught close to 30 fish yesterday.
Wow.
And
yeah, that's way more than I did, but yeah.
Wow.
You're getting a lot of these, and they're stunted because There's too many of them. B, there's a lot of bait in that lake, and that's what they're feeding on. There's a lot of shad. They will eat the bluegill in there, but a lot of it's shad. Fishing boat comes in, they put in the hybrid straight bass to help with keeping the shad population down. Well, when you go out there, and if you go out at night and throw chicken livers, you're going to catch the hybrid straight bass on chicken livers more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, okay, I get it. I understand it. I'm not knocking the biologists. They have a degree and all that. But if we would take a little bit of responsibility on these lakes and manage them right to say, hey, we got too many little fish, call the herd out, throw 17 plus inch bass back, and this is where we're 12 to 15, 12 to 16, alleviate some of those numbers. And we would have a better fishery. I mean, you look at Lake Redmond, and I hate that lake. I can't stand it for that reason, that there's so much bait in that lake. It's so clear, the pressure, the amount of small fish. You can go out there with live scope. You can put one of the best live scope guys in the country out there, and they're going to go, what is this? There's, I would say, a swimming pool full of shad in one area, and the fish are underneath of them and in them. Doesn't matter what you throw on top of them. They don't care. So fishing boats, logic to that, because there's white perch in there too. Let's throw full stripers in there, and they're big. The stripers in Lake Redmond are getting bigger. So they're doing their part to a point. There's snakeheads in there. They're not affecting much. They stay up on the shallow side of things.
Yeah.
But we need to manage the lakes better in this state. We do. We really do.
I agree.
You know, we took the river here and decided, hey, immediate catch and release, and it's working. But the only reason that is working at this point is because of flatheads, pollution. A lot of them fish die. A lot of them, the fish do die.
I think we've had a couple of rough spawns here the last 2 years too, because I feel like it is a little bit down from what I've experienced. You know, when I first really started getting into fishing the river. Not that it's horrible by any means. We're still, super lucky to live where we live and have the Susquehanna in our backyard, basically. But it definitely, I think we've had a couple of rough spawns based off of water flow and water conditions and that kind of thing.
Well, even this year, I mean, you go through, the young of the year, the little guys, you go through them, I call them grass mats out there, and you're going to kick up a whole bunch of them. And this year, I have not seen the numbers. There's some, but there is not the numbers that were there. I mean, there was an early spawn, and then the late guys came in, and I think a lot of those fish spawned, and a lot of the young did die.
Mm-hmm.
It's nature. They deal with it. They have a way to go about things, but at the end of the day, it's you have to look at it as there's really no good words to put it as other than need to take care of it. Without human intervention right now, with the regulations that we have on the river, we wouldn't have it the way that it is right now.
No, agreed.
When I was a young kid, mind you, I'm 25, almost 26.
Young.
And you look back 15 years ago, you were lucky to catch a 14-inch bass out there. I mean, a lot of them were small. You get a couple, but now you can go out to any boat launch and drop 90 plus inches as long as you figure them out.
Yeah.
They're smart. They're old fish. They've been around the block.
Yeah. You don't get to be that big by falling for normal, easy, stuff that every other fish is biting. So
I think that's one thing that helps me every once in a while, where sometimes I just try to stay in one spot even though I'm not getting bites, and just try to figure them out. And sometimes they start biting when I start throwing the right bait or the right presentation or something like that. And then all of a sudden I'm catching 10 fish out of a hole that I didn't even think there was any fish in. So yeah, it's all about figuring them out for sure.
My honest opinion, for me on the river, every launch does have it, but I pick different launches that provide the best conditions for that day and for that water clarity, because clarity does play a factor, and so does the depth, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I was going to ask, what do you think is more depth or clarity? Because and depth can be deceiving too, because if it's deep but slow, sometimes I feel like that's not as good. But shallow and fast is also tough to fish. At least I think it's tough to fish.
Before you answer that question, we just got to be super careful what we talk about right now, because we all know that SFT has their classic coming up here in the next 2 weeks. And we have to be super careful about what information we lay out there and what we gather, because they do have a 30-day no information rule. So just be super careful what you say.
Be as bland as you can be.
Elder mites. There you go. That's all you can. Don't get close to dams either.
I knew that was going to come, but yes.
Yeah. Rangefinders need to be on your kayak.
Sad.
I thought I'd only buy a rangefinder to go bow hunting.
So, that is a good point, though. I mean,
I got to have another drink here, fellas. Keep her going.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Hey, maybe should we do our commercial, Carlisle?
Yeah, we might as well get into the commercial real quick. Go ahead and start that thing, Sean.
Oh, let me grab it here. Bear with us, folks.
We'll be...
I gotta give a quick shout out to Railblazer. They have been super cool about letting us try stuff, and they sent us a bunch of new things that just came out. I did a video on it on my socials, but just some really cool stuff that's coming out from Railblazer. So if you guys are at all interested, definitely go out there and check it out. We have our code, so make sure you use our code to get a discount off that, and definitely some neat stuff that they're getting into. They're really kind of covering a ton of different areas. So
yeah, absolutely. I just figured out how to tie down my Torpedo with the new Railblazer tie downs, and oh man, I got to do a video on it. It works, and if I ever flip that kayak, that battery for the Torpedo is not going anywhere. Ken has a really cool comment here. It's been getting a lot of cold snaps and high water.
Yep, I was thinking that too. That I was going to say, I feel like the high water, especially, which is weird because right now we're super low, so we're running the extremes. In the spring, we get like crazy high water, and there's times where we can't even be out there. And then now we're the exact opposite. We're barely enough water to even go through without having to portage.
Yeah. So here's the deal with that. As far as that comment, I was out with Larry Okonski last weekend on the river, and I'm not going to go into detail or anything like that. We kind of figured out a pattern, but I can guarantee you that pattern is not going to hold in the next 2 weeks with the way the weather's going and stuff like that. So
did he get his little step stool out to get in that big raptor of his?
No, he hops up in there pretty dang good. I'll tell you what, that dude is filled with information, man. He's got years and years and years of experience on the river, and he's one hell of a fisherman. I wish he would have fished yesterday because I would have liked to seen like what he done. But he had things he had to do for his mom and had to take her air conditioner out of the window and stuff like that. And I respect him for that too. So Larry, if you're listening, man, you're the man, dude.
Yeah, we missed you yesterday, bud.
Very laid back.
Yeah.
Very laid back individual.
So for the people that are just tuning in, we had a tournament on Lake Pinchot. It was our number 5 event, AOI event yesterday for Kayak Anglers of Central PA. Josh Sims had 83.25 inches, took the win. Ryan had 81.75, got second place, and Dexter had 81.25, lost second place by a half inch to Ryan, and lost AOI by 2 points. What a finish to our amazing season we had this year. It was my second season with Kayak Anglers of Central PA, and what a great group of guys. We got some new guys coming in, like we got Vincent Studer coming in, and Stephen what's his last name?
Stephen Howard.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're both YouTubers. They're coming into our chapter, and they've been grinding it out with all of us and putting up some good fish. So we just want to keep kayak anglers growing. I know we can't use motors. It's paddle or pedal, human powered only, which makes it even harder, especially if you don't have pedals. Yesterday I struggled a lot. I was paddling half the day. I should have been fishing, but it's what I got. So
I started out though, and that's, if there's anybody new listening, you look back a couple years ago.
Steph Stoll, you're killing me.
You look back at it. We had milk crates, a couple of handy dandy rod holders, and we were paddling around. And for these new guys coming into it, don't be intimidated by a big pro angler, or, seeing somebody like Josh Sims. That's intimidating. He's a little guy. He got that big trailer, big fancy light bar he showed off yesterday that lit up the whole boat launch when he backed in.
That was nice. Yeah, I didn't even have to use my headlamp.
Don't be intimidated. Do not. If you are confident, and it's confidence is key. So do not be intimidated by me, him, anybody else. Go out there, have a good time, and take 2 or 3 rods. That's what we started with. That's what I started with a long time ago.
There's definitely tons of people who just paddle and do amazing, 100%.
I will be honest with you. I will still take that Jackson bite out. And 100% honesty here, as low as this river is right now, I might run the Jackson bite with no motor for the SFT event. I can get around, drag that thing easier than a pro angler that's fully loaded with a motor and a battery.
Yeah.
All day.
Josh Sims is in the comments. He says, "What do you think about sandbaggers?"
So that's a good question. I don't know. I usually am not in a position to really hide anything. So I pretty much post my fish as soon as I get them. But there is, I mean, I could see both sides of that argument.
I feel like it's like I don't have nothing against sandbaggers, but yesterday at 1:30 I looked at the leaderboard for the first time and I seen Ryan was in first place, and I was super happy for him because I knew if he got first place he was going to win Angler of the Year. And then I quickly realized when we got to the awards that Josh Sims was sandbagging. He had caught 2 fish, I guess, later in the day and held on to them till the last minute and posted them.
Sandbag Sims.
Yeah. But it's almost like a strategy.
Oh, it definitely is.
if you're catching fish, and he said he put up 80 inches in the first couple hours or whatever. And if somebody sees that on the leaderboard and they're fishing around him and they know that's Josh Sims over there, they can easily see what the heck he's doing. So why not sandbag and not post any of your fish until later on when nobody's around you? Because that's strategy. To me, that's strategy.
It is. For me, this is just for me. I personally will get 5 fish, especially on a good morning bite. If topwater is good, if I'm on them, I'm getting them 5 fish ASAP. And I'm not worried about submitting. I want to get a limit before I submit. I will submit them. So my theory behind that, and I've seen it, I've been through it, I've done it. You have to put yourself in that position where you got to make that call. And when there's big money on the line, there's people around you, you have to keep your head down and kind of do your own thing.
Yeah.
You give that next person the motivation to say, screw it, I'm going to make another jaunt, another mile, whatever. You could set yourself up and go, shit, I'm out of places to fish, and this is what I'm limited to. And they found something and they go and hit it. So there is a strategy behind it.
Yeah.
And I don't personally, this is just me. Kayak anglers, I won't sandbag in unless the championship comes up, which me, Josh, and I think Dex are going into for the individual. That one, if need be, I will, depending on the people that see me and are around me. Susquehanna event, I'll get my 5, do what I need to do, see who's around me before, I submit stuff.
Well, there's a lot of money on the line for that one. So, as much as it frustrates me with sandbagging, I can see the place for it. And at that point, dude, if that much money on the line, sometimes you do what you got to do.
Yeah. Here's the thing with me, as far as looking at the leaderboard and stuff like that. When I first started getting into the kayak tournaments and stuff like that, I used to look at the leaderboard all the time, and I would get so pissed off and so spun out just by seeing, how the heck does this guy have 90 inches already or whatever, I don't even look at the leaderboard anymore. Not until the end of the day, especially yesterday. I didn't have nothing going on. I was like, you know what? I'm going to look at the leaderboard. It's 1:30. And I kind of wish I would have looked at it earlier, because I seen that there was I think 6th place only had 3 fish or 4 fish. So I didn't know everybody was struggling yesterday except for the top 3, really. And that I think that would have made me maybe fish a little harder just to get a limit. I mean, I caught 5 fish, but 4 of them were under 12 inches. I don't know. It's so hard to say what your mind's going to do to you when you look at the leaderboard, especially during like big money tournaments. Like yesterday wasn't a huge money tournament or anything like that, but there was a lot on the line yesterday with the top 5 anglers being in contention for AOI. But yeah,
well, I mean,
Josh,
if you think about it,
you can do is look at the leaderboard.
That is true.
I mean,
that got into my mind so many times where I'd sit there and watch and go, I'm screwed.
Yep.
Opportunities were missed, and now I'm limited.
And now you get
spun
out.
If you think about it, yesterday, Dex and Ryan were there. 1 fish made the difference for angler of the year for the year. If Dex would have caught
half inch,
2 more,
inch.
Yeah, exactly. So, the stakes are pretty high at times, and if Ryan had looked at the leaderboard and saw Dex was a half inch behind him, or the other way, Dex saw Ryan was a half inch ahead of him, and he just put his head down and pushed that much harder, who knows? It's crazy how much how close these things are, and so I can definitely, sometimes you got to take the advantages that you get.
Yeah. I think the best thing to do when you're a tournament fisherman is just go out there and fish and have fun. Don't even look at the leaderboard don't even look at it.
If you're just getting into it, especially, because all it's going to do is spin you out, I think.
Yeah, don't even look at it. Just worry about what you're doing. Try to figure them fish out and fish hard all day long. And then at the end of the day, look at the leaderboard. After I submit my fish, 5 fish, I check the leaderboard, then don't look again till line's out. That's good right there. You can do that. Make sure you get a limit, check the leaderboard, see what you got to do to upgrade, and just go back to fishing. Don't look again until line's out.
The real question is, when's Ken Glassner going to get back into it? I know he's busy making jigs, but
he's had a lot of side projects too. Yeah. I've seen, but hopefully he's finishing up those and can get back out on the water and give us some competition.
And for those of you watching that have kayaks and don't fish tournaments, don't be scared to come out fish with us. Kayak Anglers of Central PA. We have such a blast. We learn so much from each other. The camaraderie at the awards is awesome. You get to meet so many new people. Talk to everybody
in the morning.
What was that?
Or a hungover Ryan in the morning that doesn't want to go fishing that thing, gets pissed off.
You know what? You know what's crazy to me, Ryan, is for you to win AOI for the year. I heard nothing but you saying, be like pretty much bitching at every tournament about fishing sucks.
I do.
Every time I see Ryan, fishing stupid, fishing sucks, blah, this lake sucks, this river sucks, blah, blah, blah. And he comes out and wins AOI for 2025.
Don't be like me. Don't get hungover. Don't get pissed off at the body of water you're going to.
I don't know. Maybe you fish better angry.
You know what I think's going to happen? Next year, I'm going to start drinking teas. And I'm going to go to every freaking tournament hungover. And I'm going to bitch about every tournament.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
The last 3, though, I was not hungover. And I got second place finishes on.
Well, I think Josh said he didn't even have any sleep the night before.
When he doesn't sleep, everyone is screwed. I hate to say it. That man with no sleep, it's scary. So if you want to hit him with a 2x4 in the morning to give him a couple hours of sleep, we might be okay. But no sleep.
So what's Ryan saying here, Josh, is September 19th, don't go to sleep. Because SFT Classic is September 20th. What's he saying
Chelsea,
here?
get the 2x4 wherever you're at.
Josh says, yesterday I laid back after leading a good bit until Ryan told me what the leaderboard was looking like. If he would have never told me, he probably would have won. Why'd you tell him, Ryan?
He texted me. He's like, hey, where are you at? And I'm like, heading back down the lake. Looking at the leaderboard, I'm on the move. That's all it took for him.
That lit the fire.
Here we go. Michael Bradley says, if you keep drinking, you never get hungover.
Well, if I was permitted to drink teas at the boat launch and shotgun them, before we went out, it would be enjoyable.
And Josh Sims says, no sleep equals laser focused, which last year I fished 4 out of the 5 events with no sleep, and I was pretty laser focused, I must say. But I'll tell you what, by the end of awards, I had an hour and a half, whatever, how long drive home after every tournament. I was ready to crash, man.
I'll tell you, I like these tournaments later after August, end of August, September. Depending on where you live, you get a little bit more sleep. For me, I work a crap ton during the week, during the day, and then, start early, finish late. Josh works nights. So I'm used to getting up early. But when I go out and fun fish anymore, I don't get out there at dark 30.
Yeah.
I'd rather figure them out at the point where they're in that midday lull.
Yep.
So that because I know what's going to work in the morning.
Yeah.
You have a couple of things tied on for that, and it's going to work. Midday, totally different ball game. They're either going to be moving or they're going to be on the bottom.
Yeah.
And you just have to figure them out.
That's what I like to do a lot. Like go out from 11 to 4. The hardest part of the day. Sometimes between 11 and 1 can be the really, really good time of the day too. That's when the big ones bite sometimes. But 11 to 4, if you can figure them out from 11 to 4, you know what to do in the morning. You know what to do in the evening if you're out fun fishing. That makes you a better angler, I think, if you go out and fish the times that not so productive.
But the evening bite, though, I hate to say it, out of anything, my favorite on the river. You just watch them. You will pull up onto something that looks decent. I can't go into details because the whole SFT thing's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to do all that.
I mean, if you watch the way them fish move around, during the day, you can sight fish them, sure, but they're just very, very interesting creatures, the way that they move and feed.
They are. They are.
And the one thing I've always wanted to do was go out on the river at night in the kayak and fish.
But same. I've wanted to do that for a long time. I have never done it.
It's so dangerous. And it doesn't matter if you know it. Like for me, I know the sections, pretty well. But I'll be honest, even right now, I will not underestimate that river.
No.
You just gotta get.
Don't respect it. It's gonna kick.
This is what you got to do, Ryan. You just got to go out and buy one of them light bars that Josh has on the back of his truck. Put it on the front of your Hobie PA14. Run an extra 30 amp hour battery, and you'll be good to go. I
guess I'm bow fishing then.
Yeah, I've seen bow fishing boats pretty lit up, man.
I guess the carp identifies as a smallmouth at that point, right?
Josh says, pro tip, if you run the rumble strips on your way home, it keeps you awake. Josh, what about if them roads don't have rumble strips? Then what?
Don't even get me started on that with High Point Lake for PA bass last year. It was last year. I blame that on him and Jonathan Lanker.
Uh-oh.
That was a long. You guys want a good story real quick? It's pretty funny.
Sure.
Let's hear it. We got some time.
So the T-Man gets suckered into going out to High Point Lake, which is now being drained, which sayonara, toodaloo. Hate to see you come, hate to see you go. That's one lake that if you know what you're doing, you're good. Drug me out there. I drove out there. I took off on a Friday, used my precious PTO time, 3 weeks of it, got to use a day for this. I go out, hotel room in Cumberland, Maryland from Josh, because he travels, free hotels. Hey, I'll get you a room, get you and John a room, and great. They went and pre-fished. We get to the hotel, shower. Well, they showered. They probably showered together, but whatever floats their boat.
You got to do what you got to do.
John goes, hey, there's this bar and grill up the road. Let's go there. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'm not going to do anything dumb tonight. We go there. I'm the only one ordering alcohol.
They put it on you right there.
Blue Long Island iced teas, and they were good.
Oh boy.
They were really good. I said, all right, I'm done. We ate seafood. We had a good time. Walking back to the hotel, and there's a a brewery. And Jonathan Lanker goes, "Hey, I like trying breweries." And, at this point, I'm
Oh,
going,
boy.
all right, let's hit this brewery. Josh goes, "Oh, I got to do the captain's meeting. So whenever you guys are done there," John didn't drink over there. I drank liquor, and I can go liquor to beer on a good day. 3 flights each. So I'm getting back to the hotel room. Josh opens up his door. "Hey, you guys want a shot of Blackberry Crown?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sure." John takes a shot. He's all good. Yeah. The next
I
day,
think that was a setup.
it was 100% a setup because I didn't even catch a damn bass out there. All I caught was chain pickerel, and I'm looking at grass mats on my graph going, there's got to be fish in here. Then it's 10 o'clock, and I'm like, man, liquid IV and my breakfast ain't doing it for me. I'm going back to the truck. I took a 3-hour nap in the truck. Went back out for another hour and said, screw this, I'm done. Screw this lake. Never again. I will never, ever again drink with them two.
Oh, boy.
Life lessons by the T-Man.
Don't be the T-Man.
Did you fish PA bass this year?
I did a few of them, but with the whole buying a house and doing stuff and keeping wherever she's at, maybe upstairs and in bed.
No, she's listening. Be careful, Ryan, what you say.
Charity, domestic assault, domestic abuse, I guess I'm not allowed to run chickens over with a lawnmower. That's me, right?
Them and their rules.
Hey, if you do that, save me the feathers.
The feathers or my head, because she'll probably chop my head off.
Well, I can tie jigs with that too. So
I don't know. This hair here might win you some money here.
Yeah.
In there.
Hey, smallmouth like that color.
Yet. No grades yet. Got some curlies here, curly hair jigs.
Make some feathered trebles with those.
Ken, you want some beard hair? I think Carlisle wants some beard hair.
Chelsea says she can hear you, man.
She can hear you.
Shit.
Well, anyway, what I was saying about PA Bass and PA Bass Nation Trail, I wanted to fish that this year, but so many of the tournaments were like 3.5, 4 hours away, and I was like, man, I just don't know. Like that's just too much for me to do in one day. But if Josh has the connection with free hotels and shit, I might do that next year.
So I know he's not here. He is going to. Oh no.
She said
there you go. You got your hook up for feathers.
Yeah. Chelsea,
so we tying some treble feather or feathered trebles now. So
I just spent like $50 online buying feathers and shit.
Oh my God. Listen, Linda, you don't need feathered trebles. Oh my God. They don't care.
Well, not just feathers. I bought a bunch of other stuff too, like living rubber and stuff like that.
What are you making in your man cave?
Hey, what happens in the man cave stays in the man cave.
Yeah, just something a little special for the SFT tournaments.
Oh, I'm using M80s and 12-volt batteries.
There you go.
That's
all you got to do is ask. All right, Josh, I'm fishing PA next year. The PA Bass Nation. Maybe not all of them, but I like to get in some of them.
So Tab does all the judging. I know I'm not part of that leadership. There's a lot of stuff in the works that they're going to look into next year So the issue is PA is a big state, which we all do know that. It's if it wasn't for Route 80 or the, God forbid, Pennsylvania Turnpike, there's no way getting across it.
Yeah.
There are so many guys in Western that fish it, and the Central guys. Now, I don't understand why the guys from Eastern. So I know some of the guys do come up from Eastern PA. Eastern Kayak Anglers, another very, very great group ran by Dustin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah, he's a good
very
dude.
group of guys. I would like to see more of them guys join up on it. They do try to keep it a 50-50 split, and then try to simplifies everything where the championship is going to be here one year, here the other year. This year, I think it's going to be out in Western, which I may go to. I may not.
You have to qualify for that?
I think you have two or three events to qualify for that. They try to get, because I qualified for it last year with that second place finish on the Susky to go to the Classic. Then I decided, hey, let's buy a house.
Well, I mean, that's probably a smarter move in your part. I mean, you got your whole life to fish.
The only reason I didn't go was due to having to spend $12,000 on an HVAC system. And I had enough left over where I said to her, if you want to go to Texas, let's go. And then I got to thinking, I'm like, I'd rather keep that money in the bank and add to it than spend everything to do this one time when I'm still 25.
Yeah.
If I don't ever make it back before the day I die, it is what it is. And I'm glad Adam Milstead got to go down and experience it and have fun. Just it's life. It is what it is.
And plus, I mean, you got a girlfriend that likes to kayak fish, and she fishes kayak tournaments. So, I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. I know my wife, we were out today on Speedwell Forge. I put an XI3 on her kayak, and it was her first time with a motor, and she freaking loved it, man. She was 4.5 miles an hour cruising around. It was so much fun. And then I kicked in the Torpedo and blew her away, but she was having a blast, man.
We're going to get her an Outback, depending on how SFT goes. I might be generous. I worked enough overtime.
Yeah.
Might buy her an Outback, and then, I have a Newport now, which I like, but I have the battery in the back of mine on a Pro Angler. And as Josh would say, 3 bags of soft plastics and 2 rods. That's a peak.
Let me ask you something, Brian. Is that you have the 300?
Yep.
Is it loud?
I mean, it is, but it is.
Because the reason I'm asking is because Friday, when me and Sean were pre-fishing for Lake Pinchot, we were just cruising along, and I'm right next to him, probably doing like 4 miles an hour. And his NK 180, I could hear it so much. It was so loud. And my Torpedo, especially the new one, I can't hear it at all.
That's the thing. At a lower speed, you're going to hear it. But I don't ever try to gun it, like I said, because all the weight's in the back. And I want to put the battery in the front to rig it in a way, because with those Newports, you need the batteries are bigger.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose a motor right now, the Newport is faster. The NK300 is faster. But you're going to have more weight. I rather, and again, this is just me.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend the money on a brand new Torpedo with 2 batteries and have that lighter weight. The Newport is faster. I haven't had really any complaints with it. There again, I've even now when I go out and fun fish, I hardly use it because I rather pedal. Water level comes up, sure, I might take it out more, but when it's me and her going out and fun fishing, doing whatever, I rather pedal. It's always been, that's our grassroots.
Right. When I bought the Osprey this year, and there are definitely times where I miss pedaling. Like I miss just the control of that. Like there's times where the motor is just too much. Like I don't want to move fast, but I want to move. And so either got to pick up the paddle and do it, or try and get the motor on 0 to 1, and there's so many times where I miss those pedals. And so I may next year see what the iTrek Angler looks like, and if they make it a little thicker so that fish hooks won't just go right through it. I may look into that
for that flux jet.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Blue Mountain Outfitters is officially a
vendor
carrying vendor for flux jet now.
Wow.
But I'm going to give it 2 years before I do it, only because of that first year model, they're going to have problems. And, that's with any company that, when they launch something, it's mass produced, you're going to have issues.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for that video to come out with the Wolf of Walmart. He's supposed to take that kayak out in some swampy stuff to test it out. I just want to know, I want to see somebody run that in a river, like our river, like fish the way we do and run that thing in the river and see how it handles, see what the power it has. And I guess it all depends on what battery you put in it, but I just want to see it.
100%. That's a riverboat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lake, if you put a big enough battery, but you're not going to have the storage. And then with all your, depending on if you live scope and your graphs, I'm sure, I'm speculating again. This is just me. They're going to come out with something and give it, 2 to 5, I'll say 2 to 5 years to get something that'll match the new Bonafide that came out and the Hobie, and they're going to put that, that motor system in, and it's going to have speed. You're going to have the capacity and be able to do whatever you want, even out here. So for me, I'm going to hold back and wait and see what goes on. I do love my Hobie. It's great to have tools, but at the end of the day, I'll take an Outback to fun fish out of and have that for, a flux jet for tournaments and that allow the motors and to go out and get stuff done when the water's higher.
Yeah. That's a thing, especially with our river. It's like you almost need 2 kayaks to have choices as far as we had Ewing Miner and Christine Fisher on the last episode, and they were talking about the Hobie Lynx for shallow river events. And that's a good kayak to choose for when the river's super low. But what happens when the river goes up to 6 foot? You ain't taking a Hobie Lynx out there on a 6 foot level Susquehanna River without a motor. So you almost need 2 kayaks to have, one for high water events, one for low water events. I would say the Hobie, the one that you have, the Hobie, do you have the 12 or the 14?
I have the 14.
I would think that's probably your best bet for choosing just about any level, because you can put a motor on it, and then when for the events that we fish with human powered, you have pedals, and the Hobie draft's it's not super bad, but
the 12 does not draft well. That is the one thing that I was hoping that they would get down. to a science more. And since production has went to Mexico, they just really haven't put the effort into it, because the 14, I mean, it is a really big boat.
Yeah.
And I've been doing very well with it in this low water. I can draft shallow, I can do what I need to do, but you go to drag it. And that was my biggest problem with, when Kayak Adventure Series came up, made the
Heavy.
milk, came down, and I'm, wading, tethered. That's a lot of weight. And you're trying to fish and keep the boat in deep enough water where it's not going to try to bottom out. And it was kind of a challenge in some areas. When I'm not sitting in it, I can get it through about 3 inches of water, fully loaded with a motor, battery, and all my stuff.
That's not bad. 3 inches.
It's not until you see rocks, hit rocks out there in the river. You can get it stuck easily, scare fish. I mean, there's a lot there that could happen. And even if you had an inflatable, from what I've heard, they stick to rocks. I don't know how true it is. I've never. I test drove.
Sean has one.
An Osprey down in Florida, going on 2 years ago here in February, and I fell in love with that boat. I took it out, and it's great. Really, it's a very good boat. That Innovative Sportsman is.
Yeah.
A lot of design went into that boat.
I think that's the perfect boat for higher water.
Even that low water, if you can drag it and move it.
If you can get it over rocks and stuff like that. But like you said, it sticks.
But I think that's all inflatables, though. I don't think it's
it's not just the Innovative Sportsman.
Yeah, I think it's all of them. And eventually, I'm not going to put names, anything like that. He will figure it out. That guy is very intelligent from Innovative Sportsman.
Yeah.
Not going to put names in there. He knows what he's doing. It's the first test run of these products rolling off I don't even want to say rolling off the assembly line, but, he's a small guy and has a very, very successful business for a good reason.
Yeah.
He takes this feedback and looks at it and goes, okay, now I can upgrade and do what I need to do. I got more feedback from guys. He knows what he's doing.
I know
a year or two.
I know Sean doesn't. I mean, Sean's. How long you been in that, Sean? A couple months now.
Yeah, I got it. I think I picked it up in March.
Yeah, I mean, I fish with Sean a lot, and he don't really complain about it. He likes the boat.
I do. My only complaint is I miss the fine tuning of of using pedals for position. But other than that, and I think it's just
Hobie, though.
Yeah. So I think it's just that I need to upgrade my paddling skills, and then I'll be okay.
I mean, you did drive your Outback up the boat launch yesterday, and I almost had a heart attack.
I did. That poor boat. It's it's seen some things. Let's put it that way. It could tell some stories.
That was made the USA one. The ones made in Mexico, I'd be scared to do it too.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I mean, Hobie hasn't really come out with anything new, like groundbreaking for a bit, and I not that the PA people are starting to shy away from the PAs, but I feel like they do need to do some innovating, and but I'm hoping that they got something brewing, but they haven't done a whole lot in the last couple of years.
They've been pretty quiet. They're trying to. I don't look into it. I was told they were sold out to another investment company. They moved their production to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Let's face it. A lot of stuff, even the stuff that we're throwing, hate to break it to everybody. Whopper ploppers, your Berkeley baits, Rapala baits, it's all made in another country.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times in the same factory.
Yeah. And that's cheaper manufacturing to keep the cost lower. And I get it. I understand it. But when you don't have quality control, when I take a whopper plopper and I'm not going, balls to the walls casting it and it bounces off a rock and the tail breaks or the body splits, what's going on?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now I'm hearing reviews from the last 2 years. The Hobie warranties are up because the hulls are cracking.
Mhm.
I put this Newport on there, and now every time I use the motor, I'm looking underneath of it. I'm checking for cracks. I don't want to have that. I don't want to feel that way. But I mean, there's got to be some sort of quality control, and that's with every manufacturer. Jackson had sold out. There was a lot of them, and really the only company that is starting to stand out now with USA made and good quality. You don't have to worry about the hull cracking. Is Old Town and Bonafide.
Mhm. I was gonna say
Bonafide, baby. Bonafide. As much as I hate paddling during the human powered events, my Bonafides, even my SS 127, one of my first kayaks, is, dude, I never had any issues. They're awesome. No cracks, nothing like that. My PWR right now is probably my favorite so far. That thing handles so well in the river, especially with my Torpedo on it now. No complaints. I just can't wait to see what they come out in the future with, especially after the XTR. That XTR, I was talking to Josh about it. He said Abby Abadanza left him try out his XTR on the river, and he said that thing handled better than his Hobie.
Yeah.
And it drafts really good too. So
that XTR is top of the line, and again, made in America. The Hobie I bought was a 2025 model. And I can see the manufacturing differences. And I have a 17 PA14 as well. And you just compare the differences. And granted, it was made in 17. Here we are in 25.
yeah.
And for a boat that's 8 years old, it looks, you look at the way the molding was casted and everything, and I'm like, wow. Just a total.
The 17's better? Like thicker material and stuff like that?
I don't even want to say it's like thicker material, but it's just the craftsmanship.
Yeah.
You look at the difference between the molds, and they're two different colors. But, and I noticed a couple of things even on the back end where I'm like, what happened here and here? What's this? What's that? It's not. You pay $5,000 for a kayak and expect something to be decent. And it is a very good kayak, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you look at the parts, the quality, and it's like, is it worth it? And I didn't know all this until I had bought it. And I'm like, wow. And I'm not knocking Hobie by any means, but you're going to lose customers if you don't get it together, because these other companies are coming for you, and they're coming quick. You look at Vibe. I can buy a Vibe kayak with a pedal drive system, buy a Hobie 180 kickup, spend half the money. Granted, it's $1,000 for a kickup system, and I can throw it in the Vibe and do what I need to do.
Yeah.
So they have to come up with something.
I'm kind of interested to see like what's going to happen in the next 5 years of the kayak industry. What's it going to look like 5 years from now? I don't know how we got off on this tangent, but it was interesting to talk about, really. I think it was due to the river and then the river levels, and you almost need 2 kayaks to compete, or just even just a fun fish, really. I know I have 2, but I don't use my old one. My wife uses that one. Sean has 2 that he uses between fun fishing and human powered kayak tournaments. Ryan, I don't know. You said you have 2.
I have 3.
You have 3. You have a Vibe and 2 Hobies.
I have 2 Hobies and the Jackson Bite that I won from Kayak Anglers a long time ago. And it's like a shipwreck house.
Nice. What about Josh? Does he have more than one? Because I always see him in that orange one.
Nope, that's his only one. He had a native for several years, and they had hull problems. And I think within 2 years, he had 3 hull warranties on them.
Yeah.
Wow.
I talked to him yesterday, and he said he was thinking about buying an XTR. So we'll see what he comes up with. I don't know how good that would be for human powered, but I would hope that he would keep his Hobie just for them events. Yeah. So we wanted to come on here tonight, congratulate Ryan on a 2025 AOI championship. And for some reason, we started talking about kayaks. But Ryan, super, super awesome job this year. I got to fish every event this year. Sean got to fish every event. We got to see you at the awards for every event. We got to see everybody else. Awesome year, Ryan. We want to give you a big congratulations. You deserve it. You fished hard. A young buck beating up all these old guys that are in this Kayak Anglers of Central PA. But yeah, congratulations, Ryan. We appreciate you, man. We're going on an hour and a half here. We don't want to drag this out too much longer. I noticed we had about anywhere between 14 to 20 viewers throughout the whole stream that we're doing tonight. So we appreciate you guys hanging in there with us, even through some of the stuff we were talking about. But I just want to remind everybody, September 20th is the SFT Classic, the Susquehanna Fish and Tackle Classic on the Susquehanna River. $150 buy-in, but you will receive a $100 fishing rod. So it's really like you're buying a fishing rod for $100 and paying $50 to enter to win. If they get 150 anglers, the payout's going to be $10,000 for first place. Right now, I think they're sitting at 80 some anglers. So as of right now, I talked to Mike Reinhold yesterday. First place will be $6,000. So it's still a good payout. But I think what's going to happen is the week before that tournament, we're going to get 150 anglers.
We're capped out at 150. Do not be afraid.
Don't miss it, man. I mean,
89 right now.
Yeah, once we hit 150, that's it. They're closing it. So if you haven't signed up yet and you're thinking about getting in this tournament, it's a win-win, bro. You pay $150, you get a fishing rod. That's your prize. Plus, they're going to have an awesome get-together before the tournament. They're going to have an awesome weigh-in. I'm sure there's going to be door prizes and all kinds of stuff. These guys, when they do it right. They throw, I mean, if you ever been to Bass Fest or any other one of their events, it's freaking awesome. They give away so much stuff. So, I mean, if you can get away from your family for a weekend, come up here. If you're from another state, it'll well be worth it. So I wanted to throw that out there just so everybody knows. Congratulations, Ryan, man. We look up to you, bro. You're a hell of a fisherman.
Well, I want to thank you guys for running a hell of a series this year, mixing it up, making it diverse, making it challenging. You know, if it wasn't for the guys that run this, we wouldn't have this stuff. So you guys, at the end of the day, I might have won Angler of the Year. You guys got to deal with all the back end stuff. And I try to help out where I can. If something, you know, somebody needs something, you know, I'm there.
Yeah.
You guys did great. I'm looking forward to next year. And really, I want some new guys to come in here and don't be intimidated.
Yeah. Next year is going to be bigger and better.
Absolutely.
If it wasn't for the guys running this stuff, we would not, you know. Carlisle has the podcast. Sean's here with them. Don't be intimidated. Do not. Come out, fish, have fun. It's great. You'll meet new people, new fishing guys, learn new stuff. All of us are pretty reasonable people, and we like to talk and have fun and take other people out with us. So come out with us, have fun. That's my biggest thing. You know, I won Angler of the Year. It's great. It's a title. But at the end
congratulations.
We need more people. Bring them in. I want
Absolutely.
somebody new to come in and take this turf over.
Ryan, this one's for you, buddy.
Well, I just finished my last captain. The old Pittsburgh Steelers won today. So I'm
There you go.
pretty excited. Fired up.
Nice. Well, Sean, you got anything else?
Nope. Just thanks for everybody for hanging in with us. And we'll be back in the next 2 weeks. And
yeah, our next podcast will be on my birthday, September 21st. Hopefully
we'll probably
we're
have
talking
some
Ryan.
stories. Yeah.
Hopefully we're talking Ryan again on September 21st, the $10,000 winner.
Hope and a prayer.
Anyway, we wanted to throw that out there too. Whoever wins the SFT Classic, we'd like to be one of the first ones to have them on our podcast. I know SFT once they said they want to have them on their podcast on Thursday, but we're going to have it the next day. So our next podcast, we're going to be talking about what happened at the SFT Classic, and hopefully we can get the winner on. We appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you so much. Ryan, congratulations on your AOI championship. Josh, congratulations on your win yesterday. Dex, congratulations on an awesome season. Sean, we appreciate everything you do. And everything behind the scenes that Sean does. He's about to post some pictures of the win from yesterday, all the pictures that I took. So thank you, everybody. And we will see you next time on Chasing the 20 Inchers, the Susquehanna River podcast. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for tuning in to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget, for future shows, like, follow, share, and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out our individual channels and accounts too. Want to be a guest on one of our shows and talk of adventures, gear, or products? Contact us. Thank you for watching The Noob Show with Matt Gibson, Chasing the Tide with Dustin Nichols, The Rusty Hook with John Rapp, The River Run with Adam Fraser Pross, May Contain Fishing with Daniel Woodcock, Chasing the 20s with Carlisle Esterly and Sean Lavery, Friday Night Bites with Brian Schiller. Thanks for tuning into the Paddle and Fin Network. Subscribe and always